friends. So it's another week, albeit late in the week already. Again, off to a bad start. I have a pretzel stick in my hand, by the way. Hello. But it's another week of Bedside Chats. Yay. So if you don't know what Bedside Chats are, it's my substitute for a WIP and Chat for now. And if you don't know what that is, it's just a catch-up type of video where I sit and tell you about my week while you work on whatever project you're working on, whether that's diamond painting, cross-stitching, doing dishes, whatever it may be. It's just to keep you a little bit of company while you're doing whatever you're doing. But the way this works is similar to a WIP and Chat, but instead I sit and tell you about my week in 15-minute intervals as it happens. So on a day-by-day basis, basically. I'm gonna eat this pretzel stick. So, like I mentioned, I'm starting this video, or this week's vlog, on Wednesday, March 2nd. I'm terrible. Well, okay, so that's a little bit of a fib, because yesterday I did film something, but it was a half-hour video, and I kind of was ranting a lot about something that I'll kind of touch on today, but I don't want to dwell too much on it, because I don't think it's that relevant to share on the internet, you know what I mean? Some things have got to stay, like, personal. But basically, yeah, I filmed something, I talked for a half hour, and then I scrapped it. So we're starting today instead. Oops. So yeah, I hope you all had a great week. Let me know your week down in the comments if you are watching this. Obviously you're watching this. Ooh, boy. Again, I don't know what I'm talking about, apparently. So this week has been sort of eventful. I do have some stuff to talk about, and I'm going to touch on what I touched on when I filmed yesterday. That's not going to be here anymore. So yesterday, my boyfriend James had a spur-of-the-moment thought that we were going to trade in my Switch Lite, which is the newest Nintendo console, to get me the newer Switch, the big Switch. I love Nintendo. I'm a big Nintendo gamer. It's the only kind of video games that I'm good at, or that I play. I grew up with Game Boy and DS, and I just have always loved to play Nintendo games. So my boyfriend decided, because he was the one that bought me my little itty-bitty Switch. So Switches are consoles that you can take with you portably, as well as put it in a dock and play it on the TV. They're really cool. They're really nice. They're fun. They've got a lot of good games on it. And I had like the miniature version of that, which was basically like a Game Boy. That's what it looked like one of those old school Game Boys. Instead of the one that could dock and not dock. So we decided to trade, or he decided that we were going to trade that in and then get me the newest version of the Switch. And I was really excited. I was like, that's really cool. So we went to GameStop, which is where my boyfriend works. We traded in an old Xbox that he had and my Switch Lite to get my new Switch. And he was also kind enough to purchase a really fancy controller for me, and it's so nice. Anyway, during that whole exchange, my boyfriend seemed really flighty and all over the place, and I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but he's got unmedicated ADHD, which is a problem all to itself. He used to be medicated for it, and then he was taken off the medication when he probably shouldn't have. Anyway, there's a lot going on there. And he's been struggling a lot lately. And I noticed while we were trying to switch over the data from my old Switch to the new one, he kept getting distracted and kind of not sure what he was doing or what he was trying to do, which is unusual for him. I've honestly never seen him as all over the place as he was when we were trying to get all this done. So, and not only that, we were on a time crunch because after we were done there, he had to go to an eye doctor's appointment. So the distractedness wasn't helpful, and I was getting frustrated about it as well. And it was this, we got into a little spat about it. It wasn't a huge deal, but I've been feeling really terrible because I don't know what to do for him because he's been really struggling. This is his last semester in college, so he'll be done after this semester. He's got 2 more months in school, but for some reason, and he used to love school, I just don't know why now it's a huge stressor for him. I think it's more that he doesn't know what he wants to do after, and I keep trying to tell him, you don't need to know right away. All you have to do is keep working at your job, try to get full-time hours or at least 30 plus hours, and then go from there and then see what happens. You don't have to figure everything out right away. But I don't know if that's what he's stressed about either. I also, actually, we both kind of suspect that he has undiagnosed autism. For many, many reasons we suspect that, and I've tried to offer, you know, maybe we can go, or you can go and get yourself evaluated for that if you want answers, and if you just want to make sure that that's what it is. Because he's actually in an autism class now, and he's been really interested in it, and he called me one time, like, I don't know, a month ago, and he said, I'm really liking my autism class. He's like, but I think I might have autism. And I was like, I kind of, like, knew that. So he's just he's not neurotypical, obviously, especially because he's been diagnosed with ADHD in the past, but ADHD and autism are often misdiagnosed. I mean, I'm not a doctor, I don't know, this is all speculation and my research, and I just like to research things. So we suspect that he might have undiagnosed autism that was misdiagnosed as ADHD. However, just because he doesn't have the hyperfixation that ADHD calls for, and he's also not super talkative or hyperactive, unmedicated, so, you know, it's just but he was, as a child, the rowdiest child. He needed the poor guy needed an aide up till like middle school, and I was like, I don't know many people with ADHD that needed an aide, James. Or maybe they do, I don't know. Again, I've never been diagnosed with ADHD, even though I feel like I might actually have it. Again, not a doctor, I don't know anything, I know nothing. It's all speculation. I don't want people to get mad at me like, you can't diagnose yourself. I know, I'm aware, I'm just saying, I feel like maybe we should both get evaluated for certain things. I don't know. I just don't like to talk, which is a huge thing with ADHD in girls, but then there are some days where I talk a lot. Like now, I'm in a great mood, so I'm gonna talk a lot. So I don't know, I just don't know how to help him, I think, and that is my biggest problem. And he says to me all the time, all you need to do to help me is be here for me, support me. I don't need you to do anything, just knowing that you're there and you're supportive and you give good advice is enough. So I'm like, okay. Also, before I get into diamond painting news, because I do have diamond painting news, sort of news, quote unquote, I want to touch on what's going on with Ukraine and Russia. I don't really have the words for it, but the State of the Union address was last night, and I watched some of it, and I got really anxious, and then I turned it off. But what's going on right now is affecting everybody in every single part of the world. I have a lot of anxiety about it, and I think this is what is spiking my boyfriend's anxiety as well. He keeps saying to me that he's afraid he's gonna get drafted. Like, he came to me crying the other day. I'm not kidding. I mean, it's not funny. I'm laughing because it's the absurdity of it all is just unbelievable to me that we're living through this. We go from a pandemic to on the brink of a world war. I mean, what is going on, you guys? So, yeah, he texted me first, and he said, his quote, and I quote, I don't want to die. And I was like, why do you think you're gonna die? And he said, I'm afraid that there's going to be a draft, that we'll get sucked into a world war. There's a lot of rumors going around about everything, and I feel terrible because the last thing he needs right now is to be worried about getting drafted on top of everything else that he's feeling and struggling with. So this is affecting everybody, and I just wanted to touch on it because my heart goes out to Ukraine, and I don't understand the cruelty, really, that some people have. I don't get it. we as a humane society will never understand that type of mindset. I hate to kind of segue into diamond painting stuff and all that, but I'm gonna do that again. My heart goes out to Ukraine and anybody who has family in Ukraine or has immigrated to the United States from Ukraine. My heart is with you. I'm so sorry about all of it, and I hope that things resolve for the better. With all that, yesterday was the start of Mermaids and Magic 2022, hosted by Crafting with Shay, and you can call me Butter. I will have them linked in the description below for this video. And I had a lot of time on my hands yesterday. I had a class that was canceled in the afternoon. I don't know if I mentioned this last week. I don't think I knew this last week. I think I found out this week. It's already Wednesday. Anyway, so Monday night I had an email from my professor, just in case I haven't spoken about this already. And he basically told us that for the next week and a half we won't have class because he had an emergency medical thing pop up and he needed emergency surgery. And we were like, oh my God, this poor teacher has had COVID, not symptomatic, and we had to do Zoom classes. And then he needs emergency surgery. But this is also the same teacher. I didn't tell this story on here, but this teacher gave me a lot of flack for not going to class because of my grandma's passing. I just think it's ironic a little bit. Anyway, I started my first kit for Mermaids and Magic, which is Undersea Dreaming. It's the Amazon version of that kit. Diamond Art Club has a storefront on Amazon, and I think that Undersea Dreaming is sold out on that site, and a lot of paintings are. I don't know if they're restocking it. I don't know. I have no idea. Whoops. But I had a lot of time on my hands yesterday, and I spent a long time through the night diamond painting. I didn't move for a very long time. I was listening to true crime podcasts, and it got to a point where I looked at the clock and I was like, oh my God, I need to go to bed. And I did a lot yesterday. It also just goes so fast. I don't think I've diamond painted this much at one time in a long time. And then today, I had a decent amount of time. I didn't have class until like 2:40, so I got up in the morning, made coffee, got right to diamond painting. This kit, you guys, goes so fast. I'm on day two. And she's almost done. I could be done with this tomorrow or tonight even. Who knows? I don't know. It takes about, I don't know how long it takes roughly to finish a row, but I could get 2 rows done in about 6 hours. So far it's been like, I don't know, around 14 hours since I've started this kit, or I've sat 14 hours for this. So that just goes to show you how long I was sitting yesterday. I sat for a long time, not consecutively, but I just had a lot of time yesterday because I had the class canceled. I had one class really early in the morning, and then I was home, and then I had nothing to do. I went and got the Switch OLED, and then I came home, and all I did was this, and I got a lot done. And I don't know whether to be proud about it or really ashamed of myself for not moving and doing anything. I haven't diamond painted like this in a really long time. It's been a while, and it's been nice to just sit and not think and just listen to true crime podcasts and get it done. But I'm so excited because that means I can do another kit for this event. I'll most likely kit up Mermaid Legends, which was a kit I was going to destash, and now I will not because I want to do it. So I'm going to kit that up for the event. That's a larger canvas, and it'll probably take me a little bit. So, that's exciting. I could finish a kit in 3 days. In what world? Usually doesn't happen. I think the fastest time I've completed a diamond painting was 4 days. And that's when that was over the summer. It has happened. I just can't tell you at what point it has happened. Or what kit, because I wasn't logging. last year when I was diamond painting for the first time. So I think 3 days is a new record for me. If I diamond paint tomorrow, I mean, I'm so close to finishing, I might as well finish either tonight or tomorrow. I have nothing else to do today. It's still daylight outside. I'll sit on my butt, eat my pretzels that I have lying around, and diamond paint. I should do some homework. And I've been really lucky in the homework department, I feel like, for my first semester at this new big fancy schmancy university. I don't know if I've ever had homework that just involved reading and then showing up to class. That's fantastic. I've had 2 papers this semester that have been 2 pages each. It's been easy. I do have a paper due next week that is 3 pages. I feel so lucky compared to my last semester at my community college, where I was always doing work. There was never a time, I feel like, looking back on last fall, or the fall of 2021, that I was not doing schoolwork. I had so much work. So, I don't know, it's kind of funny that I don't have anything right now. Anything that will take me a long time, I mean. Reading, I can breeze through reading, which is good. So yeah, so I feel very fortunate in that avenue, but I think that is it. I think that's all I wanted to talk about for today's little segment. And I will touch base tomorrow, but for you it will be 1 second. You won't know the difference. I don't know why I say that then. Why do I say that? Anyway. So it is Thursday, March 3rd, and I'm going to start off this video or this section of the vlog by saying this is probably going to be a really short one today, because I did absolutely nothing today except diamond paint, because I had no class today. I didn't do anything. I also love how in every one of these vlogs I look like an absolute mess, but it's fine. So because I had absolutely nothing to do today, I ended up finishing my kit for Mermaids and Magic. Here she is. It looks so good. But that's all you're gonna get though, because I will be filming a post review, which you'll probably have already seen, and if not, it will be linked somewhere here, probably up here and also down there. Most likely down there, because now we're about a half hour into the video and linking it up here would be kind of a pain in the butt to skip through the video to find. But yeah, I had so much time these last 3 days because I just feel like my teachers are so over school more than I am. I mean, that's probably not the case. There's circumstances happening every day to different people, and it just so happens that both my classes today were not happening. So I had a lot of time, and in the first 2 days that I actually started this painting, I finished half of it in 2 days, give or take a little more. But it just worked up so fast. It's so much color blocking. It's beautiful. Link to the post review will be in the description. But yeah, so I actually ended up kitting up 2 other mermaid paintings because I could not decide. So I'm not going to show you yet because I don't know which one I'm going to start first yet, but I have 2 kit up. One of them is Coral from Diamond Art Club, and the other one is Under the Sea from Diamond Moon Shop. And yeah, and I don't know which one I'm going to start first, but I love both of them. I'll probably get to both of them this month because they're both kind of tinier on the tiny side. I almost feel like I'm flying through my kits recently, even though I'm really not. It just feels like it, I guess. I mean, more so, I guess, than usual, because normally, at least the past few months or so, it was taking me at least 3 or 4, no, at least a month to finish one painting. Not 3 or 4 months. Whoa. Definitely not 3 or 4 months to finish one painting. Although sometimes Artemisa has been sitting there since January, I think. She's been sitting there like a quarter finished, and I just have so many other kits that I'm itching to do, so she just kind of sits there. But she will be done. She will be done. I also have Harley half kit up from Dreamer Designs. I feel like I keep changing my mind. Every time I watch back these vlogs, I realize how much my mind just it just changes on a dime. It does not stay consistent at all. It's actually kind of hilarious to me because I've never noticed that before until I started doing these weekly vlogs in place of my WIP and Chats. So yeah. In other news, I don't know how big of news this is, but I think I talked about this. Maybe I didn't. But if I didn't, here we go. My school recently lifted the mask mandate starting yesterday. They sent us an email and was like, oh, you don't have to wear a mask anymore. And we were like, huh, what? Okay. I feel like a little bit more of a warning and maybe we can ease ourselves into not wearing masks anymore would be appropriate. But no, they're like, okay, starting tomorrow, you don't have to wear a mask. It's fine. You just have to wear them in transportation to and from the school if you take the bus. Okay, I don't know how I feel about that. I really genuinely don't know how I feel about that. On the one hand, I want to be like, oh, yay, no more masks at school. That means we're kind of returning back to normalcy. Because I always said to James that the day that the mask mandate gets lifted at school is the day that I'll know things are going back to normal. And since they're lifted, I can only assume that things are going to feel more normal than they have been. But I just don't feel that way. And I don't know how comfortable I am taking my mask off yet. I'm not sure. And I think a lot of other people at my university are feeling the same way because when I went to class yesterday, only a handful of people weren't wearing masks. Everybody else, a good majority of the kids on campus, I call them kids. I mean, I guess technically they are to me. I turned 25 in 3 months. I don't want to think about it. But, yeah, I see only a handful of kids not wearing them, and the majority of kids are wearing them. I should just say people. So that's, I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about it yet. I know that a lot of people in my community, around my community as a whole, have stopped wearing masks in public, like in grocery stores, or when I go to Starbucks, I see people don't wear masks, going into the store, but still a lot of workers are still wearing their masks, probably because their companies feel more comfortable having their employees wear them, which is fine. Totally get it. And masks aren't totally eliminated. Like I said, we still have to wear them on public transportation, like buses and airplanes. My parents got back from Florida yesterday, and they told me that they still had to wear them on the planes, which is not really a big deal to me. I just feel like if we still have to wear them on planes, why do we still have to wear them? Why don't we have to wear them anymore at school? Because we still sit fairly close to one another in a classroom. So I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. And that was an interesting tidbit that happened yesterday. And I don't think I mentioned it yesterday for whatever reason because I was so focused on talking about other things. But I played my Switch today. And I diamond painted a lot for hours. I feel like I didn't really eat a lot today. I have like a bowl of popcorn from yesterday sitting there and pretzels from yesterday. Those are not things I eat today. They are empty things that I've refused to take downstairs to the garbage can because I'm lazy. I'm really lazy. And this is only like a quarter of my room that you're seeing, but my room is a mess. My phone says it's on 10%, which is fine because I won't talk much longer tonight. It is already late. I think it is. I'm gonna check my handy-dandy computer. It is pretty much 9 o'clock. It's almost 9 o'clock at night. And I really wanted to wait to film something until this point in the day because I'm like, nothing really interesting is going on. But I did finish a diamond painting. Get up 2 more for the Mermaids and Magic 2022 event. We'll see how much of them I end up doing this month. My spring break starts next week. On Friday, next Friday, I am going on a little trip with my boyfriend, with my dad and my stepmom. We are going to have a nice little getaway. It's gonna be a long weekend, Friday to Monday. But it'll be exciting. Maybe I'll vlog a little bit during that and have that as my video for the week, not next week, but the week after, because that'll be when I am already home from the trip. Wouldn't make sense. Anyway, I couldn't post it next week because I won't have been on the trip yet. Whoo, hello. And maybe my boyfriend will not be shy and get in front of the camera a little bit and say hi. But honestly, other than that, I have nothing to report today. I did some reading for class today. So I kind of did a decent amount. Nothing like super productive. I did a load of laundry too. So that's kind of something. But other than that, nothing much going on today. Hopefully I'll have a little bit more to talk about, but this video is already almost 10 minutes for the day. So what I'm probably gonna do now is make myself a bowl of popcorn for tonight because I need to eat something else. I feel like I'm starving. I only had chicken and a salad for dinner tonight, and that's all I ate pretty much the entire day, and I'm so hungry. So I'll probably do that. I'll diamond paint, I'll pick a kit, maybe I'll flip a coin because I really don't know which one to do. And listen to some true crime podcasts or YouTube videos. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. If you haven't noticed, my mind changes on a dime. It's actually kind of concerning. So with that, I will see you tomorrow. So it is Friday, March 4th? March 4th. I had to double check because my days are slipping away from me slowly but surely. I don't know what day it is anymore. I don't know what day of the week it is. I'm constantly having to look at my phone to reinforce what the day is, but it is Friday, which means tomorrow is the weekend, which means this is the last day of vlogging for the week. This is a bit of a short one this week, which is fine. It's not a big deal. I guess some weeks I have more to talk about than others, so it be what it be. But I feel like today was a very productive day, especially YouTube wise. I filmed for such a well, really an hour and a half that I cut down to an hour, but it felt like a long time, and it definitely was a long time that I spent. That sentence didn't make sense. I definitely spent a long time editing that video. If you don't know what video I'm talking about, I will have it linked below. As per usual, I filmed my entire diamond painting wax and putty collection, and I demoed all of them, and I showed you the pros and cons of each of the putties, essentially, so you don't have to do that. And waxes, not just putties and waxes. I consistently mixed up the two in that video, and that's the only thing about it that makes me so angry. Not really angry, but makes me a little like, oh, really? Because I spent so much time making it. Anyway, I hope you'll check it out. I'm actually really proud of that video. I'm not entirely sure why. I guess because I was able to sit for a very long time and talk consistently. And when I stopped filming and I realized that I was talking for an hour, I was like, who is this person? And how did I talk for an hour? Yeah, it kind of was super crazy, but I'm really proud of it. It was a really long time coming. I spent 9 months collecting all the different waxes and putties to make this video. I've had this video planned for a long time, so please watch it. It would mean a lot to me, and let me know what your favorite wax is in the comments of that video. Anyway, enough plugging my own channel, which you are currently watching. Today was a really good day. I went out today. I didn't make purchases. You know, I have to say, I don't deserve my boyfriend. I really don't deserve him. I feel like he spoils me way too much, and I'm not the type of person who is normally partial to getting gifts. I used to be. As a child, I used to open other people's gifts on their birthdays because I was a terrible child. But my boyfriend James, he just doesn't care to how much something is. I'll just be like, ooh, I really want this. And he'll be like, okay, boop, it's yours. I'm like, why do you do this? Why are you like this? I don't know how I feel about it. So I have one of the purchases behind me. You guys, I am Peter Pan obsessed, and I don't know how often I've talked about Peter Pan on this channel, but Peter Pan means a lot to me. Essentially, he and the movie is the epitome of of my childhood. If that makes sense. I don't know if I'm using that word correctly. English major doesn't know how to use words. I just don't know how to speak. My brain doesn't work. But Peter Pan has meant a lot to me since childhood, and it even means more to me now as an adult. All about just keeping that, like, childlike integrity and keeping that innocence that we all have, or that we should have, and some childlike wonder and not being so cynical. Anyway, it's my favorite Disney movie of all time. And as a subsidiary to that, I don't know if any of you have seen the movie Hook with Robin Williams. Every time I watch that movie, I sob. And I think the reason for that is it just reminds me of my own father. And if you know the movie, you know what I'm talking about. It's basically Peter Pan retold from Peter Pan as an adult living on Earth instead of in Neverland. Basically, he falls in love with Wendy's granddaughter, and they have kids, and he essentially forgets that he's Peter Pan until his kids get stolen, and then he has to go back to Neverland to save them from Captain Hook. It is a fabulous movie, and it makes me not only miss Robin Williams, but miss my childhood, because that was a movie that I watched a lot when I was younger, a lot. As far back, and the soundtrack is unbelievable. Please look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about. If you like Robin Williams, and you don't know what I'm talking about, please look up the movie. It's on Netflix. It's so fantastic. And maybe the plot is not as consistent as it probably could be, but it just holds such a sense of nostalgia, and the message is really important, I think. So yeah, check it out. And it's directed by Steven Spielberg, so it's not a bad. Was it directed by Steven Spielberg? Am I giving misinformation? Hold on, I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna look this up. Please hold. Okay, okay. It is Steven Spielberg. I thought I was going crazy and giving you misinformation. So essentially, we were in the mall today. We went into that store that I talked about and another one of my bedside chats called Box Lunch, which is basically a subsidiary of Hot Topic, which is like a pop culture store. And this Loungefly backpack, which are collector backpacks, I will never ever use this backpack in my life ever. This backpack was hiding behind a few other backpacks, and I just happened to see it, and I audibly gasped in the store, and I thought I was gonna start crying. I have no words for how amazing this looks. Just the detail is absolutely stunning, and I pointed it out to my boyfriend, and I was like, oh my gosh, because it's funny, actually. Every time I'm in that store, I'm kind of like hoping they'll have a Peter Pan Loungefly backpack. Loungefly, if you don't know what Loungefly is, I think I like briefly mentioned what it is in a previous video, Bedside Chat. It's a brand of these mini backpacks, and they're collector's items. So basically, people collect these, they don't use them, they hang them up on their walls, and some people have extensive collections of them. They are extremely expensive. More expensive than, honestly, any other backpack you'll probably have in your life. And usually they're worth quite a bit of money down the road. That's not why I wanted this. I wanted this because of the artwork on the front of this backpack. It is... I have no words. I have no words. For somebody who is obsessed or who loves Peter Pan, I mean, I guess obsessed is, is the correct term. This has everything I could possibly want from this movie on this backpack. It's incredible. And I just had to fangirl about it for a second. That's not the only thing that he purchased for me today, because he bought this for me. And I don't deserve that. I don't deserve that. It was too nice. He shouldn't have done it, but I greatly appreciated it, and then I bought him food, because that was all I could really do to repay him. And I was like, I can give you half the money for it, I don't care, I'll give you the Visa gift card I have, it's fine. He's like, no, don't worry about it. So yeah. So he bought me an OLED the other day, or he traded in some stuff to get me the OLED, and then got me the fancy schmancy controller, and then he gets me this Peter Pan backpack because I pointed at it and was like, oh my god, I love that. And he was like, okay. So in addition to this, because we actually went in that store in the first place to see if they had an exclusive Funko Pop that just came out. Funko Pops are also collectibles. They're like little figurines and they have big black eyes. They're actually, some of them are really cute. I have a good, like, I have a few. It was basically just Ariel and the statue of Prince Eric, and she's in her grotto. And it was an exclusive, and they didn't have a lot of them, and we went today thinking they were going to be sold out, but they had a few left. So that's why we went. We got one of those too, and then I also got a sign that says, that has Bella on it, and says something like, do not disturb, I'm reading. Somewhere, it's hanging on my door right now, I just don't feel like getting up and grabbing it. So yeah, that was today, and I feel really spoiled, and I'm going to put this somewhere where it literally cannot be touched. I probably will keep it in my diamond painting craft room. I have a little, what is it called? What is it called? Ottoman? Is that what they're called? I have like a cabinet that I can open up and put this in and then close it, and there's glass in front. I don't know what that's called. It also has a TV. Dude, my brain. Why do I film these? Why do I do this to myself? Because I clearly don't know how to talk. I think I'm also talked out because I spoke for an hour prolonged today filming something. But in other news, I decided on what I wanted to start as my second kit for Mermaids and Magic, and it's coral. This was, if you guys don't know, I'll link the unboxing of this kit somewhere. I had this as my unicorn for a while because the first time Diamond Art Club released this, it sold out and then disappeared from their website. And I decided to hold off on it because even though I really, really wanted it, I just wishlisted it and then hoped it would come back, because that's what happens with Diamond Art Club diamond paintings. You don't know if they're ever going to come back. So when it was gone, I was kicking myself because I should have just bought it. And then it went on sale during the Good Morning America sale that Diamond Art Club had. And my boyfriend sneakily bought it for me. Again, I don't deserve him. I don't deserve him. Everybody get yourself a James, because he's too good. He's too good. And he got me one of my unicorns, my other unicorn being the Beauty from Diamond Art Club. But I love this kit. I love this kit, and I started it today, and I didn't do as much diamond painting as I would have liked to today. It's already late, so I mean, it's not that late. It's only 8:30, but I think I'm going to most likely finish out this road today and then start the next one, potentially. I don't know. We'll see. I definitely want to make it a goal to finish the row, though. I started this today, and I'd like to try to do a row a day, if possible. I don't know if that's gonna happen, because that means I would finish this in 6 days, and that's unheard of. So, because it's a 56 by 56 centimeter. And it's pretty tiny, but there is a decent amount of confetti in here. Because she is fairly detailed. Oh my gosh, but the ABs in this are like, oh, I don't want to say too much because I'll save it for the post review, but I love her. I think she looks, I can't wait to do more. This also has Diamond Art Club's new square drills, and I'm like, why am I not doing more of the square canvases, the new square canvases that Diamond Art Club has come out with, because this is a dream to work on currently. So yeah, that was pretty much my day today. Was feeling like I don't do enough for my boyfriend because he just does everything and purchases all these things for me, and I'm like, please stop. Please stop. But I really greatly appreciate it. You guys don't even understand. I don't deserve it. I really don't deserve it. So, I don't think there is anything else that I would like to talk about. Anything. I don't believe so. Today was pretty mellow. And I don't have any other real stories from today to talk about. So with that, I'm probably going to end this vlog here for the week. If you have made it this far, this is like the only time I will ever plug this is in these bedside chats, because otherwise I feel really weird about it. But if you have some pocket change to spare and you would like to donate to the channel, I do have a Ko-Fi, so I will link that in the description as well. It's normally all the way on the bottom, because again, really weird about it. If you would like to donate to the channel, it is there. I would greatly appreciate it. I will put your name at the end of these weekly vlogs if you had donated that week, unless you tell me not to. So yeah, I hope that you all had a wonderful week as well. Please let me know down in the comments what you did this week and what your... I want everyone who watches this to leave in the comments one really good thing that happened to you this week. I think we are going to make that a thing, just because I feel like the world right now is so full of negativity, and I think that we need to not ignore that part of our lives, but to focus on the positive that's going on in our lives too is also, I think, really important. So yeah, please leave a comment down below what one good thing that happened to you this week, because I would love to know. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, night, whenever it is you are watching this, and I hope you continue to spread positivity and creativity in your everyday lives, and I will see you all next week.